So we're going to talk about predictions today, some serious ones. I'm going to give you some historical examples and some recent examples, including Baba Vanga, of course, Nostradamus, Cayce, all the ones that I think are pretty cool. But we're going to talk about how we are now shifting from those predictions into something that is going to blow your mind in 2026. And I'm going to prove it to you in this video how drastically this world is going to change, what these predictions mean, and the truth behind all of them. And we're going to start with predictions about Trump. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube. I'm here to help you break through the fear. It is an illusion. It's a choice. We're going to talk about choice today. We're going to talk about the choices we've made and the choices every single individual makes that is predicting our future. And I'm going to give you examples of how important your choice is that is absolutely going to determine what happens from this day forward. Now, this is a critical video. And if you watch the last one, I told you about the secret of what must happen going forward, the Christ consciousness that Cayce talked about. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. I call it the secret. It's a secret. What's the secret behind Christ consciousness in the new earth? It's absolutely placing every single other person and everything before you, because it is you. Now, we're not going to get into woo-woo. We're actually going to talk about science. We're going to talk about the quantum field. So I hope you'll subscribe, because I'm going to really dig deep into this, and I'm going to keep proving to you that what we're doing right now is so powerful and that you're a part of it. Not somebody that gives a prediction from 200 years ago, or some psychic on YouTube, or somebody channeling, whoever. I'm going to tell you right now, we're so way beyond that. We really are, but not if you don't believe it. So please share my videos and let people know, if you choose empowerment, you will go to the penthouse. That's all it means. You're claiming I am that I am, and you're recognizing that you will no longer put your power into people that tell you what the future is, or people that channel some specific entity that we can't know really what their intentions are. And I'm going to tell you right now, you hold this power. And of course, there's teachers out there, but listen to what they're really saying. So we're going to talk about Trump, seers, the psychic failures, but why did they fail? Let's start with Baba Vanga, one of the most famous misfires. And it was echoed by modern psychics. And that was that the 44th president, which was President Obama, would be the last one. Well, we've had Trump, Biden, and Trump again since then. So what does that say? Are they wrong? Are they right? It tells us that those who have insights into the future are only seeing it in a moment in time, a glimpse into a moment of the future, and that's it. It is one of endless realities. Now, I want you to really think about this, because what I'm going to tell you today, I hope is going to absolutely not only enlighten you, but get you so excited about what's going to happen in 2026, because it isn't just about what is going to take place, it's who's creating it. And this is the shift, and I'm going to talk about this throughout this whole video. This is the shift into empowerment of creating, away from looking to others. We've always given our power away. Who's the seer? Who's the psychic? Who's the channeler? Who's the government or the corporations? It's always handing our power over and then complaining about it, and it's switching. But only for those who choose that new earth. All right? Dolores Cannon said this. You can't go in the penthouse if you're complaining. And by the way, those of you who recognize that I'm using AI, I'm using it for research. And those scripts that I'm writing with AI allow me to spend a fraction of the time I normally would working. But the messages I give you in every one of these videos is mine. I just can't memorize a 20-minute script. All right? And I love pulling up this information. These are real facts. And I want to share this with you just to really demonstrate to you how much power you hold, and how we're going to go into something so mind-blowing, and we're going to start to predict the future ourselves, all right? And we can do it as a group. In 2020, dozens of high-profile prophetic voices talked about a Trump victory, and he lost. And it caused a massive internal crisis in the communities, and many leaders were forced to issue public apologies for being wrong about the spirit. They weren't wrong, it was run reality they saw. So why listen to psychics in the first place, right? There's a reason for it, and we'll talk about that today. And that is they are warnings of dominant events that they are seeing at the moment that are telling us this is a probability. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Let's get this out of the way. World War III, not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because if we start using nuclear weapons, they're going to be shut down. I'm going to tell you right now, they're already being shut down. Why? Because now we are infringing on the universe, which is so egotistical of human beings to just care about themselves and their own power. And we're going to address that today. So before the 2024 elections, psychic Paula Roberts went on Fox News and she pulled a tarot card, the Five of Cups for Trump, predicting a great sense of loss. And Trump won a decisive victory in 2024. So here we go again. Why are we even listening to this stuff if we control the outcomes? I'm going to share some past history shifts that I've never even heard of that are pretty darn cool. And yes, I used AI to pull up this information. It's fascinating. In 1983, September, Soviet satellite systems reported 5 incoming U.S. nuclear missiles. Protocol dictated an immediate retaliatory strike, which would have ended modern civilization. How selfish and controlling humans can be. It's very frustrating, isn't it? The machine said war had begun. The prediction was 100% certainty. Here's the free will moment, and this is where you come in, where you and I can change absolutely anything. No matter what you hear out there, we can change it. Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov decided the computer was wrong. He famously reasoned that a U.S. first strike would involve hundreds of missiles, not 5. He disobeyed orders and waited. If the world were governed by fixed fate, 1983 would have been the end. But one man's gut feeling broke the timeline, and he didn't fire the missiles. It would have been the end of civilization as we knew it. Let's talk about the Cuban Missile Crisis. A Soviet submarine, B-59, was pounded by non-lethal U.S. depth charges meant to force it to surface. The captain, believing World War III had already started, ordered a nuclear torpedo launch. The destiny? Launch required the unanimous consent of 3 officers. 2 said yes. Here's the free will moment. Vasily Arkhipov said no. He stayed calm, convinced the crew they weren't under lethal attack, and persuaded them to surface. Here we go. Free will, the most dangerous moment in human history, didn't end in fire because one man refused to agree with the majority. Did you guys live through Y2K, right? In the late 90s, every prediction focused on the total collapse of the digital world on January 1st, 2000. We're filling our bathtubs with water. Everything was going to go down. What a load of hooey. Total global blackout, planes falling from the sky, financial systems erased. Very little happened. Why did the prediction fail? Because thousands of human beings used their free will to spend years and billions of dollars rewriting code. We changed the future, so the prediction would be wrong. This is ultimate proof. We don't just watch the future, we build it. It can go either way. The art of school rejection, let's talk about that. If a single admissions officer in Vienna had seen talent in a young Adolf Hitler, the 20th century would have been defined by art rather than the Holocaust. Do you see where this is going? I want you to know that the 2026 real prediction is that we are no longer relying on somebody else's foresight of a future possibility and realizing it's just one of multiple ones. And if we don't like what we hear, that we can change it. And that is not how we've been handling it. We go in fear and we say, this is what's going to happen, the 3 days of darkness. And it's interpreted from centuries ago. And most of those predictions are so fear-based. And when we look at it now, we're realizing this is the best possible thing that could be happening to us right now. And that's the collapse and destruction of those systems that have that kind of power over us. What could possibly allow 3 people to make a decision to hit a button that would kill millions and millions of people? This must end, and it is ending. And you and I are no longer saying this is okay and standing back and saying, this is the prediction. Baba Vanga said it. Cayce said it. No, Cayce and Dolores Cannon in particular spoke of a new spiritual coming, a Christ consciousness, a new earth. And they both said it was a choice. So when you look at people like Donald Trump, he has such a strong personality and a will to make certain things happen that he defies all odds. Every one of you can do it. Now, it does also take a collective to agree with that. So you don't stand alone, but I'm going to tell you there's nothing that you think of right now that you cannot accomplish. If you truly want it, believe it, and you go after it, you must know that it is done. This is the 2026 shift that's going to take us away from looking to people for predictions and creating them ourselves. We're going to realize we possess such amazing abilities. Now, some of you might not believe that. So you might choose the basement where it's easy to stay there and say that other people are controlling your destiny. And then there's a percentage of people that already know that we're doing it. That's everything from your health to your abundance, to your relationships, the job you have, everything. Somebody said, oh, she's promoting her Amazon store. You betcha. I'm going to help people to make higher choices, purchase things that are better for the world, better for your health. Every choice you make is changing our future. Every single choice. All right. So yes, this is McFly. This is a spiritual butt kick. We have to stop naming and believing that what we think is how things should be. Landria, wear a hat. Don't wear a hat. Use AI. I love it. Don't use AI. I hate it. You don't rule my world. You rule yours. And when you think what you think is right, then we get in trouble. We have to place the whole first. That means I can still have an opinion and like it, but I don't need to impose my opinion on you and make you do what I like. And when we let that go, we're going to go into a space where you can experience unlimited realities. And yours will be yours and mine will be mine. This is the new era we're going into, and it will blow your mind. We're going to pay more attention to our psychic abilities, telepathy, healing, all the things that we have right here. We will stop looking to that out there to make it happen or what other people tell us. If you don't believe it, then you stick to what you believe is right because nobody controls your destiny. If we listen to all these psychics, by January 2026, the world would be in chaos. The planet is going to go into total chaos, and I don't believe it. I believe we're evolving just like we always have. Why are we looking at the worst of what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you right now, the best is happening. What's collapsing doesn't serve the whole. And when something doesn't serve the whole, it will collapse. And that includes how you live your life. Is it self-serving or is it serving others? There's nothing to get upset about. You are eternal. You are perfect. So what's going to happen in 2026? The truth is, I don't know, and neither does Baba Vanga. If the future were fixed, your life would be a movie you're just watching, but you aren't the audience. You're the lead actor and you're the screenwriter. And that was the sole purpose of coming here. So no matter what you hear, it is only one reality. But what you may not be recognizing, and this is the new earth, is that we're doing it. Not what somebody tells us, we are doing it. So when you go and listen to these channelers and you don't know where this information is coming from, you have to ask yourself why you need to do that. I'm going to tell you right now, there is a future that exists and it's happening right now that is beautiful and amazing. And it is happening amidst other realities that are not so pleasant. But what you decide to experience could be so different than somebody else standing in the same room with you. I know it's tough to imagine this because we think of everything as physical, but it's not. So when you look at quantum physics, the response of that particle from a wave is equal to what created it, right? So what I put out, the response in the quantum field is equal. It's not different than what I'm thinking. So if I'm thinking something very positive, then that is the response. If I think we're going to hell in a handbasket, that's the response. This is the power you hold. I want to plant this in your head because if you know this and you believe it, you will start to focus in every second of every day, and you'll understand that you are here to go into that space of power that you hold, and no channeler or prediction or seer or psychic holds that power. And I've gone to psychics before, and I said to the person reading, I don't have a bad attitude. I'm just taking this all in because I know no matter what you tell me, I can change it. And they all said, you know what? You're right. They were only giving me what energy fields existed, opportunities like astrology. An opportunity opens for you, or challenges are created. It's part of a program. But what we do within it is still our free will. So no matter what challenges you get, they could be triumphs. They could turn into something so amazing in your life and turn it around, right? That's that free will choice that goes from World War III to peace instead. That's the power you hold, and that's the decision making that's going on right now. There were people strong enough to stand up and say, this is wrong. I'm choosing peace and risking everything to do that. And this is the power you hold right now and must use. You can only contribute to the collective results, the collective prediction. But right now, you're 100% control of your life. What do you want? Let's write it down. It's almost January 1st, December 29th, I'm shooting this. Write it down and make it happen. Because no matter what, how insane it seems, there's always a way. Because the source of all things has no limits. It is the darkness. The darkness is what makes us so great because it represents the challenges and the triumphs and the testing and the teachings. And when we triumph over that, we go into this new era, and that's what's happening right now. I hope you enjoyed today. And also, my membership is open. If you go in the description, I have a link, and I'm going to reward everybody in there with live streaming. I'm going to call you out. You can ask questions. We're going to talk. We'll have chat areas where you can talk to each other. And you will see these videos first before they go public. So if you're interested in joining the community, we are more powerful when we are a community, even when we don't agree. So thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for knowing there's something greater that we are destined for, and it is happening right now. Those of you who have not read my book, it's not a heavy read, but I think it's a little mind-blowing, and you'll realize what you are. I've had people tell me they've read it 5 times because it really started to sink in. And I just want to let you know that you are powerful. You are limitless. You are no better or worse than anyone on the entire planet. We're all equal, and we're all beautiful and diverse. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Again, I hope you'll subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up to let YouTube you like my videos, and click that bell so that you'll get notified of my next one, because we're going to go into 2026 in a powerful way. I can't wait. Namaste.